Um, November the 30th, and I'm back. I didn't vlog yesterday. All I'm going to say is life is difficult, you guys. Work life is challenging, but life in general is difficult, and it presents challenges for me sometimes, and sometimes I have to take a step back. So I obviously felt bad because I'm like, I'm calling these daily vlogs, but I didn't vlog yesterday. But I also knew that I needed to just give myself some space. And so I did that. And I'm just thankful that I have a therapy appointment today because I need it. So I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday. And I'm just gonna leave it at that for right now. My marble countertops are lifting. But today we're taking a pause on iReady testing, which is what we've been working on all week because they accidentally scheduled a assembly during testing week. So we have to take a pause for a day, which is frustrating for many reasons, but we're not gonna get into that. So they won't be iReady testing today because of the assembly, and we're on a pretty normal schedule for that reason. So aside from that, they're taking the Firekeeper Daughters quiz number 4. We're about halfway through the book, maybe. And the goal is to finish it by winter break. We'll see how they do on this quiz because we did not get to read as much together. And one of my classes hadn't even started the reading yesterday. Some of them, a good chunk of them, despite the fact that they knew that the quiz was today. And so of course, because I can't help myself, I gave them a little lecture, but we'll see. So that's happening today. And then they're gonna prepare for the next town hall meeting, which reminds me I need to email the principal because he wanted to see one of these town hall meetings. And he tried to come to the one we had before Thanksgiving break. Sorry, my sock is falling down. All day, it's gonna bother me. He wanted to come to the one before Thanksgiving break, but couldn't. So I told him that there were 2 more. This is the 3rd one out of the 4th one, and that I would let him know when the next one was, and he asked me to please do that, so I need to do that. If he misses the one tomorrow, there's gonna be one more after that. That's the bell. I'm wearing the little gray jacket type thing I got from Ann Taylor Loft. I think I'm gonna keep it. I wasn't really sure. I'm wearing it. This is when having a mirror in class will come in handy, which is like a turtleneck and some blue pants, and maybe later today I'll be able to show you the full length of it. I wore the white leg jeans yesterday, and I'm gonna keep those. I like them. So far so good. The top that I showed you also fit. I'm still waiting on the dark denim, so that's gonna come in. I'm assuming that because I liked the light denim that these will be fine, but we don't know. So anyway, the bell rang. I gotta go get the kids and start another day. So see you later. I'm on my prep period. It's about 8:33, and what I'm getting ready to do is, I'm looking for something, is make a tally sheet on Canva for a leadership fundraiser that we're going to be doing. And so this year, I'm the 8th grade leadership teacher, which is kind of like a baby version of what ASB would be at the high school level. There is a 6th grade leadership class, and there's also a 7th grade leadership class. But the 8th grade leadership class kind of acts as like the lead in the big school-wide things. And just last year, I was able to successfully convince the principal that we needed a leadership class at every grade level. We already had one at 6th. We had a newscast class at the 7th grade level, but it really was kind of separate from what leadership does. Like, they were kind of their own thing, if that makes any sense. And so there was like this gap in 7th grade, and all the things that a leadership class should do for a campus was falling really on 8th grade leadership because the 6th graders are kind of young. They don't really know what they're doing just yet. And it started to become overwhelming for me. So this is the first year of having a class at each level and trying to create a cohesive unit where I'm kind of acting as the lead because I've done the class the longest. So aside from that, the other focus is just raising funds for ourselves because we don't really have money, we don't really have a budget, so we can't do a lot of things if the principal doesn't feel like he has the funds he wants to give or just doesn't have the funds. So we did a Blvd fundraiser, which we did okay with. We just didn't make a lot of profit because we had to buy the fruit snacks that went with the grams, and then we had to print out the grams and color. We didn't have to, but I wanted to. And so we made money, but some of that money is lost to the cost. Whereas this one, it should mostly be a profit because the Snowflake Your Teacher just involves like us creating a banner for every teacher on campus, and the kids could buy snowflakes that we are making out of construction paper, like printed and cut. And we ordered a pack on Amazon as well, but it was like the cost was very minimal. So hopefully this will generate some income for us. So I have to make a tally sheet of that for auditing purposes to reflect how much money is being made with the sales. That's what the school secretary is telling me. So I'm making a tally sheet for that, and I'm just going to copy the one that I used for Blvd, although they didn't use this one for some reason. So I have to know the number sold, the name of the student, first and last name, and how many grams they bought. So this is what we had to tally for the Halloween Blvd, so it's going to be the same for the Snowflake Your Teacher. Speaking of that fundraiser, my leadership class is kind of under pressure because they're in charge of making all the banners for 8th grade teachers, and we're not even halfway done. And as sweet as those kids are, there just is not a sense of urgency in them. Like when I say something like, this is due on Thursday, I don't think that they believe that I really mean that it's due on Thursday. So yesterday they all had to come in at lunch to get to work on those banners, and they're probably gonna have to do that today and quite possibly stay after school tomorrow, because the banners have to be made and hung up on the doors by Monday, because we're starting the sales on Monday, and we have to hang all snowflakes that are purchased the prior day the next day. So whatever snowflakes are purchased on Monday need to be hung up on the door by Tuesday or during class on Tuesday. So the banners need to be up. That's the moral of the story. So that's what I'm working on. I just thought I'd check in and tell you that because I don't share a lot about what I'm doing in leadership. And that's all I have to say right now. So I will check in with you guys later. It's after school. It's just before 3 o'clock. I'm probably gonna be leaving soon because I have my therapy appointment today at 5 o'clock. I think I said this morning, I'm so thankful that I have it because I need it. So I'm gonna try and go home. Not try. I am gonna go home at contract time, which is 3 o'clock for me, so that I have enough time to walk Wolfie, even though it's cold outside, get back home, and stop at the grocery store before I head to my appointment. I don't think I mentioned, I didn't, because it was after I finished vlogging for the day. But I get factor meals, as I've mentioned before. I get 8 meals a week, and I only get, the 8 meals a week are what I use for dinner. For lunch, I usually will get salads or something from Trader Joe's. And so on Tuesday night ended up being just kind of like a rough night for me. And some stuff was going on and it was upsetting. But Tuesday night is also when I'm supposed to get my weekly shipment from Factor. And so I had been waiting on it because I needed it for dinner basically. And I get the text saying your meals have been delivered. So I open the door and nothing's there. So I look at the picture they send and it's delivered somewhere, but it definitely wasn't my front door. And you couldn't even tell where exactly it was delivered because the picture was so tightly focused on the box that I couldn't even see like what the porch looked like or the front door looked like, because if I could have, I would have been able to say, oh, I think I know what unit that is, let me go over there and grab it, but I couldn't. I kind of feel like it was delivered to my neighbors. It looked like my neighbor's front porch, but I have no proof of that. Whoever it was, what is upsetting to me is whoever got that box in my condominium complex, A, knew it didn't belong to them, B, knew exactly who it belonged to because my name is on it with my unit number, and C, saw that and said, no, we're just gonna keep this person's food anyway. And when I think about things like that, it just makes me sad for society. If that had happened to me and it was in my unit or in the condominium complex, I would have just drove it down and dropped it off, because that's clearly someone's meals, whether it's their dinners or lunches or whatever. That's not to say, like, once I ordered something from DoorDash from a restaurant locally, like a chicken teriyaki bowl, and instead of getting my chicken teriyaki bowl, they had given me someone else's order that had multiple bowls in it. I don't even remember if I contacted DoorDash, but it was one of those things where I'm like, this, I can't really solve this problem. I don't know who's supposed to have it, where they are, and I know when I've called DoorDash before and someone takes my order or they deliver it to the wrong place, they don't come and get it. They just have the person reorder. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just eat this instead. That maybe is not morally correct, but that is not the same thing. Whereas this, you live like this is your neighbor's food that you could just give to them, and you didn't. So I went on that tangent to say, after I walk Woofy and before my appointment, I need to go to probably like Trader Joe's or something to get something so that I do have dinner for tonight. I have lunch for tomorrow. I have something that I can eat for lunch, but I don't have any dinner for tonight. So I think what I'm gonna do is go there and get their chicken enchiladas. If you've never had the chicken enchiladas, they're like green chili enchiladas or something. There's 4 of them from Trader Joe's. I would highly recommend them. There's 4. You put it in the oven for I think 20 to 25 minutes and they're delicious. So I'm gonna have that with some tortilla chips that I bought. So, and that should get me through today and tomorrow. My sister is coming in. She's driving in on Saturday because over the weekend she'll be here and we're gonna go to Disneyland. So I'm gonna leave soon. But as far as what we did today in class, they took their Firekeeper's Daughter, the quiz for Firekeeper's Daughter. This quiz covered chapters 22 through 29. In the last 2 quizzes, I think I've mentioned the RSP aide that works with me would make bookets. Really, primarily, she started doing it for kids that are on IEPs as a form of support to help them prepare. And then just being nice enough, she said, okay, let me, maybe we can have the whole class play the booklet. And I was like, sure, no problem. Let me be nice too. So for the last 2 quizzes, they've had this booklet that they would play before the actual quiz, and they've been doing well. And this time around, we chose not to make a booklet, and I think she didn't have time. There was some reason we just initially weren't doing it. And then I said, it's kind of nice that we don't have the booklet because I'll be able to see our kids really becoming overly reliant on the booklet, because the booklet really had the quiz questions on it. So I said, let's just not give them the booklet this time around and see how they do. And so far, the ones that she's graded, the scores are taking a dip. And then I said, okay, well, let's look at a student who didn't do well on this one. Let's look at quiz number 3, because we're on quiz 4. And let's check their answers to see if their answers match the booklet answers. And sure enough, they were almost verbatim the same thing. So I told both classes I'm not giving you any more booklets until further notice, because now I know that a lot of us just are not reading. We're relying on the booklet before the quiz to help us out, and that is not what we're supposed to do. So no booklet. And they were like, So we'll see when she finishes grading. Right now, before I leave, I'm about to head up to, it's already after 3. I'm gonna head up to the office to put this poster in the student window for our fundraiser. So we're doing the Snowflake Your Teacher thing. This is an Instagram post that I just asked to have turned into a poster. Buy a snowflake to show appreciation for your favorite teacher. We're going to be selling them from December 4th through the 15th. Students can buy 8 snowflakes for $1 each. And there's going to be a winning teacher from each grade level. So a 6th grade winning teacher, 7th and 8th, and then a PE teacher because they service all students. So basically kids are going to buy snowflakes in packs of 8 for a teacher. They'll be hung on the teacher's banner the next day. That's what we're feverishly trying to finish in leadership class. We're still not done. They're gonna be working on it tomorrow and quite possibly after school tomorrow. And then the teacher with the most snowflakes gets to dress up in a fun little festive winter themed costume on the Friday or the Thursday before we head into winter break. So I'm gonna go hang this in the student window and then I'm gonna go home. Yeah, I'm not gonna end the vlog here. I'm gonna try and end it when I get back from Trader Joe's or back from my therapy appointment so I can show you the enchiladas. As far as Vlogmas, we'll talk about that when I get home. Hopefully I don't forget, but let me go hang this up, get to Woofy, and get to my appointment. I'm also getting ready to go into the gym because I think that the dance crew is practicing for the rally, and we have color guard this year, which is a new addition, so I kind of want to see how that's going. So I'm going to head over there and check that out. So I just went and saw it. They did very good. This is our first year having a color guard, and they did a great job. Same with the dance crew. So next week, all 3 groups are going to practice together, my leadership class, the dance crew, and color guard, because our rally is next Friday. But so far, it's looking good. So I'm heading to the office to hang this poster in the student window, and then I'm going to go home. Just got home a few minutes ago. It's just 7 o'clock basically. I went to my therapy session. It was very helpful, very good. Again, if you're thinking about therapy, if you're on the fence, you're like, I don't need it, which is kind of some of the things I thought before I did it. It's not gonna hurt you is what I was told, and what I would also now tell people that were thinking about it. It's not gonna hurt you, and you don't have to have anything majorly traumatic going on. So that went well. And then I went to Trader Joe's and I got panicked because I didn't see my enchiladas I was telling you guys about, but I was able to get the last pack. So I'm gonna show those to you in case I forget, and I'm gonna show you what else I got in case you didn't see. I took some footage in Trader Joe's, but I never really know if I'm gonna use it. But these are the enchiladas I was talking about. They're chicken enchiladas, Blvd chicken enchiladas. So it has white chicken meat, Monterey Jack cheese, and cotija cheese. I always am not sure how to say that. With a mildly spicy green chili sauce. And you put them in the oven at, where is it? Where are the heating directions? There we go. Oven, 350, remove from packaging, place in an oven-proof dish for 20 to 25 minutes. So the oven is currently preheating. And then I got really excited because I went to Trader Joe's last weekend or maybe a couple weekends ago looking for these that I bought for the first time like earlier in November, and I try really hard to steer clear of like snacks and cookies because once I get them I tend to eat them. But for some reason I was like, oh, those look cute and interesting. So I bought a pack, and they're delicious. These are the maple leaf cookies from Trader Joe's. They have a maple flavored cream filling, and I've also been told by a couple of people that you can find something very similar to these, like a replica of these at Aldi. So they had a few of these boxes, so I bought one for myself, and when I tell you these are so good, I am not lying. And I also bought a pack for my parents because I told my mom about it and I thought she would like them. And then I bought some guacamole to go with the chips that I'm gonna have with the enchiladas. And in case you're wondering, these are the absolute best tortilla chips in my opinion. These right here, these black bean garlic Tostito chips are my absolute favorite. I usually eat them with the salsa from Target, but I didn't feel like going to Target for that, so I got some guacamole. So I'm gonna go upstairs and take a shower and get ready to unwind and edit this vlog. I also want to let you know that Woofy was a bad boy and chewed one of my ornaments while I was gone, which is not okay, but kind of okay because I left him out of the gate as a test to see what he would do with this Christmas tree, and he failed. So that means now when I leave the house, even if it's a short period of time while the tree is up, he has to be put back behind the gate because he's been eyeing this ornament for a while, and today he had just enough time to get to it, so he pulled that off. I'm not too upset because I think I got that ornament for a couple dollars at Michael's before I got the pencil tree, and it's kind of too big for the tree anyway. And he's very much obsessed, Wolfie. See, he's looking at it right now. He's very much obsessed with this ornament. I think he thinks it's a toy, and it's not. So, Wolfie Goldberg has to go behind the gate when mommy's away for any period of time. So I'm gonna put the groceries away, close the blinds. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna close out the vlog there so you can see this jacket in case you wanna see it. Since I'm uploading daily, I got this at Ann Taylor Loft at the Black Friday sale, so it was 50% off. But maybe you want it anyway. So I'm gonna close the vlog up there and then talk about whether or not I'm gonna do Vlogmas, and then I'll end the vlog. Oh, and I also got a little tree for the table from Trader Joe's. So I got that. It needs to be centered a little bit better, but that's what I'm gonna do. And I think that's gonna work. So I'll see you when I get upstairs. Okay, so here is the jacket I was telling you about. So it's, I mean, it kept me warm. I kept this on all day. This is what it looks like from the side. So you can see it's pretty long. So, but I got compliments on it from a few people, and my students said I looked like a professor today. I took that as a compliment. So this is the coat. I don't remember how much it was regularly priced, but whatever it was, I got it for 50% off, and I think I ended up paying like 80 something dollars. I could be wrong. But again, it's from Ann Taylor Loft, and I got it on Black Friday. So before I close the vlog, in terms of Vlogmas, as of right now, I'm going to commit to doing it. The only thing that makes me nervous is because, like I've alluded to and said, like, just life has just been challenging for me. It's just been difficult. There's just been a lot of things on my mind, and there are days where I don't feel like really talking or engaging. Monday through Friday with my teaching vlogs, it's pretty easy for me to like turn the camera on because I'm there and I'm having to talk and do all that. But a lot of times the weekends, what's nice is it's kind of a break. Like I'm not obligated to do anything, pick up the camera, get dressed, comb my hair, put eyebrows on, look presentable. And so that's the only part of Vlogmas that makes me a little bit nervous, is that if I'm gonna do it in the way that it's intended, I would vlog every day until Christmas, including the weekends. So if I have a day off where I feel like I don't really want to talk to a camera or engage or get dressed, what might happen is I might vlog, but you won't necessarily see my face. You might see what I'm doing, but you won't necessarily see my face and or hear me. And I've done a couple vlogs like that before where I'm vlogging, but it's just me kind of living without any sort of dialogue or seeing my face. And those videos are kind of popular on YouTube. I've watched a few where you're just kind of watching someone go throughout their day quietly with relaxing music. So I reserve the right to do that, but I also reserve the right to just stop if things just become overwhelming and I'm just not in a good headspace to do it. So that's the plan. Tomorrow's day one. So I hope that you guys enjoy that, and I also hope that you guys enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. And I also always feel free to leave a comment on my channel. Liking the video and leaving comments helps the videos and the channel, and it keeps me encouraged to keep going, because I really feel like my life is pretty mundane and I'm quite surprised that anybody's interested. And as always, I hope that you guys are well, and if you're not well, please be well, and I will see you guys tomorrow.